In what's becoming a frustrating theme for Liverpool this season, Arne Slot's side have been hit with yet another major injury setback. The Reds, already battling to keep key players fit across a congested schedule, now face a fresh concern that threatens to further complicate their campaign. With momentum halted both domestically and in Europe, the timing of this latest blow couldn't be worse, and it raises serious questions about how Liverpool will cope in the weeks ahead. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. But first, Joe Gomez was close to leaving Liverpool on deadline day only for the deal to sign Marc Guehi to fall through. But the number 2 is still attracting suitors ahead of January. Gomez drew offers from both Brighton and Crystal Palace at the end of the summer transfer window, but his most likely move appeared to be AC Milan. The Italian side had hoped to land a £13 million deal for the 28-year-old on deadline day, though his future hinged on the arrival of Guehi from Palace. Ultimately, Palace delayed the deal until the final hours before pulling out entirely, leaving Gomez in limbo regardless of that late decision. According to Corriere dello Sport, Milan still harbour hopes of signing the Englishman in January, though their pursuit depends on Arne Slot's plans. Liverpool will be without Giovanni Leone for the rest of the season, which means Slot's only specialist senior centre-backs are Gomez, Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate. Konate is currently struggling for fitness himself, which could see Gomez and Van Dijk reunited at centre-back for the visit of Man United on October 19. And unless a new centre-back is signed in January, it seems unlikely Liverpool would consider a move for their longest-serving player. Still, Milan could test their and Gomez's resolve, with the defender clearly having been open to a departure before the window closed. Sporting director Iglitare and CEO Giorgio Fulani are expected to make contact to discuss a possible deal in the coming months before any decision is made. Gomez had also considered a move to Newcastle on the eve of Slot's first campaign in charge, with it evident that he is no longer considered a first-choice starter. Liverpool have been credited with an interest in Bayern Munich's Dayot Upamecano, along with Dortmund's Nico Schlotterbeck and Sporting CP duo Zeno de Bast and Ousmane Diomande. But it has been maintained that the club are not planning to sign another centre-back in January, despite losing Leone until late 2026. Guehi is likely to remain their priority candidate, with the prospect of a free transfer being lined up for the summer, as Liverpool know he already made a commitment to join. Now, in another huge injury blow, Wataru Endo was left out of the Japan squad at the final hour after suffering an injury in his last appearance for Liverpool, as now explained by his national team manager. Endo was set to join up with Japan for their friendlies against Paraguay and Brazil this month, but it was later announced that he had pulled out. It was unclear exactly why the midfielder was not involved, with the Japanese FA simply citing an unspecified injury. The 32-year-old has since been revealed to be suffering with the hamstring complaint picked up in his cameo appearance against Chelsea in Liverpool's final game before the October break. Speaking at a press conference ahead of last week's 2-2 draw with Paraguay, Japan manager Moriyasu Hajime suggested it would not be a major issue for Endo. I was thinking about whether to call him up until the very last minute, Hajime explained per Nikkei Sports. Asking him to come from Europe again would be a burden for him, so I thought that the current number would be enough. The decision to omit Endo was a sensible one, given Japan were not involved in World Cup qualifiers this month, and a long-haul flight to Asia could have impacted his recovery. Japan were subsequently restricted to 26 players for their 2 friendlies due to a scheduling conflict that saw 4 J1 League clubs involved in the YBC Levain Cup semi-finals last week. Liverpool will have welcomed the decision not to risk their number 3 as they prepare for another busy run of fixtures between the two international breaks. Arne Slot's side will return to action at home to Man United on Sunday to kick off a run of 7 games in 22 days, including clashes with Eintracht Frankfurt, Crystal Palace, Real Madrid and Man City. In other news, Jurgen Klopp has no concerns over once-in-a-century talent. Florian Wirtz finding his feet at Liverpool, who the legendary manager admits are in an unusual run of form. Speaking to German outlet Sport.da this week, Klopp gave his honest verdict on Wirtz's start to life at his former club. His quality is so outstanding, the discussions are a bit exaggerated, he explained at a padel tournament in Mallorca. Liverpool just lost 3 games in a row, which is unusual, but that's also normal in life, and that's why such things are discussed there. Now, I've been in the middle of such discussions long enough and can say nothing could interest people there less than the public discussions. Wirtz is a once-in-a-century talent, and at some point he'll show that in every game again, just as he did at Leverkusen. With a 22-year-old yet to score or assist in the Premier League or Champions League, there is understandable scrutiny after his £116 million switch. But Klopp's comments mirror the wider belief in Germany that Wirtz is too talented a player, already so accomplished over 5.5 seasons at Bayer Leverkusen, not to eventually thrive at Liverpool. It has been accepted that moving from the Bundesliga to the Premier League can bring a longer adjustment period, particularly for a player leaving his home country for the first time. But there is a sense that when things click, the number 7 will be one of Liverpool's most important players, particularly if Arne Slot finds the right role for him in his new system. The immediate impact of Hugo Ekitike has arguably added more pressure on the likes of Wirtz and Alexander Isak to match expectations. However, the process is not exactly linear and there are many variables, not least, as Klopp points out, Liverpool's current struggle for form. Klopp is after all well placed to comment not only on Liverpool's overall form, but also that of individual players. During his 9 years in the dugout at Anfield, he saw a number of new signings adapt slowly before establishing themselves as key to the Reds' success. Fabinho and Andy Robertson are chief among those, while Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain experienced a similar trajectory only to be held back by repeated injuries. There is clearly a confidence that Wirtz can become at least as influential as the likes of Robertson and Fabinho, with those in Germany able to assess his start with more patience than many Liverpool supporters. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.